Hey guys, this is Greg Slayer Zach, and I'm going to be going over my recent series, which I did 1,000 melee claims at Telos. This is of 2021, so if anyone's not interested in the current prices and the current, price of doing Telos, this is not the video for you. Um, in this in this video, I'm going to be going over all of the loot I've received, common drops, uniques, everything. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's continue with the loot video. Is Telos worth doing still in 2021? Now, this is a biggie because, um, through doing claims, your luck is way less than if you're doing like 200 kill streaks, which is everyone can kind of assume that 200 kill streaks is going to be way more than claims. But nowadays, I really, people are wondering, well, in 2021, how is the money? How is like doing just claims right at 2449? And seeing like what the money could be, and what it costs to do the boss on reasonably. I'm getting a lot of questions about this, so like I broke down everything, all of my loot, and every single little detail, so you guys can accurately assess, like, okay, this is what on average this is what you're gonna be expecting. Okay, on to the next slide. So I'm gonna go over the things that I used throughout this entire series. It may be a lot at once, but I'm going to start from the top left, work my way to the bottom, and then hopefully you guys don't get lost with everything. So, I use around 6 Vuln Bombs per kill. This is obviously, P1 through 3, throw 1 Vuln Bomb each phase. One Vuln Bomb on P4, and a second Vuln Bomb for the third font. So we're a total of 5, and then the last bomb I throw obviously on P5. Now, that would be equating in current prices to 132k per kill, which is about 132 mil for 1,000 kills. I honestly didn't expect I didn't expect Vuln Bombs to be actually so expensive, considering to what they're, how much you use them. So, yeah, I mean, I was expecting a little bit less than this number, but I mean, this is actually what it, on an average kill of mine, this is what it would be like. We use 1 dose of +++ weapon poison. We drink the dose every kill only because we can free up an inventory spot, and that will give us a spot so we can weapon switch and whatnot. Makes sense. So moving on. So for spiritual prayers, I use 4 per kill, and 184k per kill if you add that all together, and which would equate to 184 mil for 1,000 kills. Now, some people use way less than this. Some people use 2 to 3 spirituals. I bring 4 because I like Juicing the Ripper a lot. I find that Juicing the Ripper is really good. I'm not going to get over the amount of scrolls you use because it kind of varies, so I'm not going over that. 2 doses used per kill of adrenaline renewal potions. Now, that would equate to 35k per kill, because it's around like 17-ish k, 17.5k per dose. So like 35 mil for 1,000 kills. We use 4 Sarah Brews, which, I mean, 4 Sarah Brews, it's enough. I mean, it's not really, once again, you can deduce this if you're a better PVMer. Me, I personally use 4, which will be 212k per kill, and then would equate to 212 mil for 1,000 kills. Now, the next piece of food I'm going to be talking about is very niche. Well, I wouldn't say niche. Most people don't have to use Primal Feast, but I like to use one in place of all of my solid food. I use 1 Primal Feast per kill, which usually is around 250k. Lower or higher than this number, throughout, like, the weeks that I make them, because they vary. The 3 ingredients will vary per week, so it's very hard to get an accurate assessment of what it costs. So I just average them both together. 1 full, 1 set of masterwork for repairing your custom fit trim masterwork. Yeah, so I used 4 pieces, so this would equate to 55 mil. Obviously we didn't use the gloves. So we're gonna also use, like, for this guide we used let's see here, two finalities, obviously, 65 mil for the Hydrix chips, and yeah, I mean that's about, that's about accurate. So talking about the next thing, which is the grimoire. Now, a lot of people can use a different, like, different pocket slot item. You can use anything else, but using a grim as of right now would cost you, because you use 1.25 of pages per hour. So this would equate to 5.7 million GP per hour, which will equate in the long run at 100 hours to 575 mil. That is crazy. Now, I knew a grim was really expensive, but it's very expensive at Telos. But this is this is what you can expect. Now, if you have on average of one death, right, per hour you're doing, it'll equate to around 60 mil in the current Onyx prices. When the total upkeep cost of 1.543 bill. So, like, I was kind of in shock about what it would actually cost to do the boss, like, just from those accessories. And this is without, fitting in, say, like, your Ripper Demon and, like, the scrolls for your Ripper Demon. But yeah, it's quite a bit of money. Now, most of this money, like, a good portion of it is through the grimoire, which, I mean, is to be expected, since it's, like, it's a best in slot item at Telos. You would be able to change this number substantially if you didn't use it. But I mean, at this point, you should, if you're doing 2449 claims and you're competent, you usually will use a grimoire and not use a scrimshaw or something. And moving on. So, onwards to the drops. Now, what we should have got in a perfect world was 43 orbs because of 1 out of 23 drop chance for a specific. 5 ZGSs, 1 out of 173 for a specific. The 5 dormant sauces, 5 SGBs, and 5 reprisals. This would be in a perfect world. But what we really got was 28 orbs, 5 ZGSs, 4 sauces, 2 dormant SGBs, and 8 reprisals. Now, I got pretty unlucky with the SGBs. We should have been seeing around 5, but if we total up the combination of all the dormant drops, they're actually very close in terms of overall drops, compared from what we should have got to 20 overall dormant or codex drops to 19. So this actually did surprise me. I was not expecting to be anywhere near the drop rate of overall dormants or codexes, but it ends up we actually were. So I mean, that's kind of creepy. But I don't find it to be I don't find it to be consistent in terms of what dormants or items you'll get, but in, like, that many kills, it seems apparent that you will be receiving a close amount of dormants. Now, this could obviously just be luck, etc., but it's pretty cool that we're close to the overall dormant and codex drops. But 8 reprisals, no one's going to be happy with 8 reprisals. Okay, now this overall will come to a total, right, of, well, okay, so before we get into the total, we made 425 mil worth of common drops for an overall gross total of 9.1 billion GP. That is pretty good. I didn't expect, I thought this number would be way higher. I thought it wouldn't receive as low, but because of the fact that we got really, really bad dormant luck, in terms of, 8 reprisals and 2 SGBs, yeah, we're at 9.1 bill. Now, this is gross, obviously. This is, like, the 9.1 is gross without deducting what I've talked about in the previous slide, with a net profit of 7.5 bill. Now, that equates to, in a 100-hour series, that equates to around 75 mil an hour. Isn't really a lot to really brag about. I'd say it's on the very lowest end of the spectrum. But I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad as I honestly thought. I thought I'd be receiving less due to like the amount of luck I had because it was pretty bad throughout the series. But hey, even like this is a good example. So even at average, like killing the boss on average, at worst, I'm assuming you can make around 75 mil an hour. So at worst, I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but I mean, I'm not 100% satisfied with the overall series, but I mean, it was something to do, and it was definitely a lot of good content for people to watch on Twitch when I was streaming. And yeah. And so that that ends the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Please stop by my channel at Zach the Greg Slayer on Twitch. I'll appreciate you guys stop by, and you know, I'd like to see you guys there. All right, take care.